So the Greninja 7-star raid is officially out, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can easily defeat it by using Slowbro that we used previously. So we're going to go into this fight using the same Slowbro we used against Cinderace because it's going to actually work quite successfully. Now, as a quick look at the build, I will show more at the end of the video on how to build it specifically, but having a quick look here on our Slowbro, it obviously needs to be level 100. The held item is going to be the Life Orb, which boosts the power of your moves, but does take a little bit of your HP every time you attack. In terms of the moves, we're going to use Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, Stored Power, and Slack Off. Now, I also highly recommend that you raise the PPs for Slack Off and Stored Power, because you never know if you might need it, especially for Slack Off. Slack Off normally starts off at 5, but if you raise it 3 times, you can get it to 8, which is perfect. Obviously, the Slowbro has best IVs in every single slot here. You can see for its EVs, we have 252 special attack, 252 HP, and then 1 point in defense, which is 4 EVs for defense. The ability is Own Tempo, and the nature we're using is the Modest nature, which applies a 10% increase to special attack and a 10% decrease to normal physical attack. Alright, so let's go talk about how to defeat the Greninja in the 7-star raid using Slowbro. So we're going to play this very defensively, but also kind of get our buffs up for our defense and our special attack so that we can use stored power at the end to destroy it, right? So you can take your time. You're not going to time out, especially if you're doing the solo. The move that you need to worry about is that Hydro Pump, which is going to hurt a lot. But we're going to start out with Iron Defense. We're going to use it twice because on the 3rd turn, Greninja is going to nullify any stat changes you do. So we're just going to bait that out quick here. So we're going to use Iron Defense 2 times. That was the 2nd time over there. And then we're going to use Slack Off to heal, just get our HP up again, because right after this, we're going to lose basically all the stat bonuses that we gained from Iron Defense. So the match actually only starts from this point onwards, as you can tell. So we're starting again from Iron Defense, and this time we're going to use Iron Defense 3 times, just like we did against the Cinderace. And you're going to keep an eye out on your HP the entire time. If your HP ever goes down below the halfway mark, I highly recommend using a Slack Off, because it's very likely that you might get crits or hit with that Hydro Pump for a lot more damage than you were expecting, because that Hydro Pump can really hurt sometimes. Once you have those 3 Iron Defenses up, that is perfect. You can go ahead and use a Slack Off or start using the Nasty Plot here. At this point, Greninja will have its shield up. Don't worry about that. We will destroy its shield even without terrestrializing ourselves. We just have to keep our HP above that halfway mark here. So you can see here, I used the Nasty Plot. Now we're going to use a Slack Off here just to get our HP back to a good point, because this Hydro Pump can really take you low. And like I said, you really want to use it once you get halfway through your HP. And then you're going to use Nasty Plot a maximum of 3 times. Don't worry, the Greninja will not erase your stat changes ever again, which is fantastic because it allows you to guarantee the win. So you can take this as slow as you want and thoughtfully as you need. So 3 Iron Defenses, 3 Nasty Plots, using Slack Off to heal as your HP goes below half, like we're using over here. So we're just going to stay. That was really close. I was cutting on the line here in the recording. I should have been healing a lot earlier. But here, at this point, we're going to start using Stored Power. At this point, it's really quite simple. You just need to use Stored Power and Slack Off. Slack Off when your HP is below halfway. Stored Power when your HP is above halfway. And honestly, it's all about that. You will take out that shield of the Greninja quite simply. You can see here the timer is barely at the halfway mark, and we're doing very good. We're about to kill it. As soon as that shield of its disappears, we're going to take it down nice and easy. The only issue that you might have here is with the double team, which is going to lower the evasiveness of your attacks, meaning that you're going to have a hard time landing attacks. Like sometimes you might miss, like this one, we missed the attack. But sometimes you get lucky and then you get the attack off over here. And as you can see here, this is going to one-shot the Greninja after that shield is down. And that is quite simply how you're going to take out Greninja using the same Slowbro that you used for the Cinderace raid, which was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now all you have to do is catch it in a nice bowl of your choosing. As usual with the 7-star raids, you get some really nice rewards, and as usual, you have a high chance of getting ability patches, which I got one here, which is nice. Alright, so obviously you're going to need to get yourself a Slowbro, and you're going to need to make it level 100. But you do need to have the Slowbro with the ability called Own Tempo. As you can see here, the ability at the bottom right is the Own Tempo ability. I recommend having this one. In terms of the moves, as you remember from the beginning of the video, we have Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, Stored Power, and Slack Off. Now, Slack Off is a move that you are going to be able to use through Remember Moves, and you will have it because your Pokemon is going to be level 100. For the other three, however, the Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, and Stored Power, you are going to need to go to a Poke Center and go to this machine over here, and you are going to need to create the TMs of those three moves so that you can teach it to your Slowbro. And regarding your moves, I highly recommend using the PP ups to get your Slack Off up to 8 out of 8, because 5 might just barely be enough in case you get damaged a lot more than I did. Now for our held item of choice, we are using the Life Orb. Now this item boosts the power of our moves, but it also makes us lose a small amount of HP every time we attack, or attack actually lands. Now in order to get the Life Orb, you just have to go to this present store here in the school area here. There are two of them. So in the Mesagosa here, so the first store is where I am right now, the Delibird present store here, and then the other one is located here. They both sell the same stuff, and you're just going to have to run into the store and go into battle items, just like so. Into battle items, and if you scroll down, you'll be able to see here the Life Orb is sold for 50,000 Poké Dollars. Alright, so now we're going to do the IVs and the EVs, and to do this we have to go to the snow area here on Montenevra, dude, I always struggle with this name, right over here where the Ghost Gym was. Once you're here at the Poke Center, just behind the Poke Center over here, you'll see there is a dude with an Abominous Snow, and here's where you can hyper train your IVs to make sure they are the best that they can be. For example, if you look at our Slowbro, you can see we've already hyper-trained every single stat over there. HP, attack, defense, speed, special defense, and attack. Now, hyper-trained means it adds 31 stats into each of those. So we have 31 extra HP because it's hyper-trained. Now, the difference between best and hyper-trained is there is no difference. They both add 31. But if it's not best and it's not hyper-trained, it means you're lacking some extra stats. So make sure if it's not best, it's at least hyper-trained. And this will cost you bottle caps, which you can actually buy at that Delibird present store that we were at previously. Now, in the same area over here, there is a store here called Chansey Supply. You can see here the Poke Center is just down here. It's a screen store. This area is not really massive at all. You can find the store nice and easy. Now, in here, we're going to buy items like the PP Up that you can use for your moves in case you were looking for those. But you'll also be able to get the different EV training items in here. Now, this is a faster way to EV train. If you are looking for a longer method, you can see the video in the description down below on like how to fully train and do stuff by like fighting Pokemon in the wild while using power items, which is a longer method, but it is also usable. But if you have the money and you're willing to spend it, here is a nice fast way to quickly raise your Slowbro up to where it needs to be. So we're doing 252 EVs for HP. So what you're going to do is buy 26 of these HP ups. So the EV spread that we're using on Slowbro is 252 HP and 252 special attack, and then just 4 defense. Now, all of these different items here increase your EVs by 10 for the specific stat that it mentions here. So you're going to need 26 HP ups, 26 calciums, and 1 iron. And in order to use them, all you have to do is have the Slowbro in your party here, and you just go to your bags, you go to the rare candy icon section here, you scroll down, you'll see the PP ups over here to increase the PPs for your moves, and then you have the HP ups, you have the calciums for the special attack, the HP up is obviously for HP, and the iron for defense. So you're going to use HP up, you're going to use 26 of them on your Slowbro. You'll see here it won't have any effect because my EVs are already maxed, and you'll do the same 26 HP ups, 26 calcium, and 1 iron to get the correct EVs. And you'll know you've done this correctly on your Slowbro when you go to check summary and you go over to the move screen here and you press the L bumper. You can see here the HP and the special attack have those little stars around it, and you can see like the graph is like skewed with that like light color that points towards those directions. Those are our EVs, and as you can tell, our EVs for HP and special attack are maximum. They are 252, and when they're sparkling, that is what it means when they're 252. Which is exactly what you want. Now, if we go back in the store here, you'll be able to buy the mint items to change your nature, and the nature we're going to use is modest. So if we go all the way down over here, we'll find the modest mint for 20,000 Poké Dollars, and you'll basically just consume one of these onto the Slowbro. Now, you'll know this is done correctly when you check the summary on the Slowbro, and you go over to this final page here. It will say it's pretty bold by nature, but that is not correct. That is not going to be the nature that you actually have. In fact, you're going to check your nature on your stat screen over here, and you'll notice that it's modest when you have the red up arrow for a special attack and the blue down arrow for a physical attack. This means that you have a 10% increase to special attack and a 10% decrease to physical attack. And that is how you build your Slowbro so that you can go catch yourself a Greninja 7-star in the raid. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.